Okay, there we see, that's some of my cameras right here. And this little thing I got from a buddy of mine at Monster Bear. Okay, this is like a little cutout Frankenstein right there. I got it at the Dollar Tree. A spider I got at Dollar Tree. You know. Okay, now you can aim the camera. Let's hold the camera. You can aim it at me. Okay, okay. This is the thing I got at Monster Bear. A buddy gave that to me. It's a giant claw. Like the giant claw movie. And these are a bunch of my video cameras like you got. Used to filming different movies, you know. Well, I go through one like every 2 years. 3 years I wear out a camera. You know?
Oh, okay.
And for $200 at like Walmart, Target, Best Buy. Best Buy used to get them there. And then this one, you know, I used this one. I think this is the one that was given to me by one of these. This one I got for $50 at a garage sale. One of these here I got from my good friend Jace Whitman, and who gave me one. I think I gave that one to Bruce Longo. That one's in the museum of, it's in Jeremiah Crow's Museum of Oddities. I gave one to them. I gave one to Eric Bresler of the Philadelphia Film Fest. I gave him the camera I used to film Frankenstein stalks with and edit with. So anyway, then, like I said, and then here, the monster cookies right here. Here's the little musical instrument for the seance scene in Werewolf and the Witch, where you see it going ba ba da ba ba da ba. I don't think it works anymore. The batteries are, you know, it makes a noise. It goes ba ba da ba ba da ba, you know. And I'm dangling it, and it looks like it's floating in the air. It's like a seance scene in Werewolf and the Witch. And then I got like a fake ghost. Here's my Marine Corps emblem because I was in the Marines for 4 years, 76 to 80. Hoorah, Marine Corps, hoorah! You know. And then this is a Bagua mirror to keep away evil spirits I got when I was on Richard Crow's ghost tours. It keeps away the evil spirits. I was on like 3 of Richard Crow's ghost tours, you know, and he's in a lot of my movies. I've got a new documentary tape on him, which I just finished. It's one of my newer. I just finished it this last year, and I've sent the first 2 copies to Richard Crow's sisters. I gave her 2 copies. Richard Crow, Joanne Crow, and her sister. I gave them the first 2 copies. There's a bunch of monster figures I got. Blah blah blah. Here's a little Dracula. Yeah, somebody gave me that, you know. All kinds of stuff. Okay, I'm gonna cut. You better cut. Hey.
Yep.
It's not recording. I don't see the button on.
It's telling me recording.
It says record?
Yeah, it says rec.
Oh, okay. It's just not lighting up. Okay. You see this circuit board right here? Yeah, that's like a control I used in Demon Monster from Outer Space. I'm trying to make the spaceship go up. Come on. Work, work. I think I used it in Frankenstein Stalks too, but I used it in Demon Monster from Outer Space. I go, I'm going to make this ship, you know, go up in the air. And this is the thing I play Goliath in an upcoming David versus Goliath movie. I found this in an alley right behind the Portage Theater, like back in 1990, like around 2000. 1993, I think it was. They had like Svengoolie hosting a horror movie like Dracula or something. And behind, in the alley, somebody dropped this, and I took it home and rinsed the mud off it. I played Goliath. I had my beard. I made a fake spear. There's my fake spear over there in the corner. You can see it. Here, let me move this out of the way. If I move this. Okay. Now, give me the camera. I'll aim it. You see that spear right there? Right there. That's the spear used that I made out of a stick, and it's tin foil. That's foil. Aluminum foil over the edge, over a piece of cardboard to look like a spear. And it's a stick that I found on the ground, and I tied that to it. That's the spear I use as Goliath. Cut. There's a Dracula I made that I hung in the window at Bible College when my junior year, 1983 at Marinette Bible College. There's a trophy I won. I got 5th place in an all-natural bench press contest. Oh, man, oh gosh, the thing came off. It came off, man. I got to reattach it. Yeah, it came. Anyway, that's a medal I won when I lost it. Or I got a tie. I got a tie with James Flowers, former runner-up in the Chicago Golden Gloves Open Division light heavyweight. And then I got that trophy. The night, I think it was the night before I got this trophy. That's from Strong Athletes Against Steroids, an all-natural bench press competition.
Unbelievable but true. The crawling thing from Planet 13 creeps over the audience seeking fresh human blood.
there. And then this is, like I say, a Draco thing I made in Bible college. I'm gonna fix that later, man. But those are a couple trophies I got. And then in here in my dungeon, I'm gonna turn on. I'm saying that trophy with the boxers, that's a boxing trophy. That was a fight I fought this light heavyweight man. He was really good, man. He stopped me in the second round, but I got in a good left hook, you know, in the end of the first round. But you know, you don't win all the fight, but you try your best, you know. I felt, and then the very next day I was in that bench press contest, you know. There was where I bench pressed 260 at a body weight of 183. And the guy that got third place was Johnny Weissmuller's first cousin, Fred Weissmuller, who was a liquor salesman in Palatine at the time. Fred Weissmuller, the first cousin of Johnny Weissmuller, who played Tarzan in the movies, he got third place. He bench pressed 325 at a body weight of 205. I barely made the heavyweight rank because I put a lot of coins in my pocket. I put a weight belt around my ankle so that I would be heavier and make the heavyweight weight, because I was like 180. And I wanted to be a heavyweight. You have to be at least 183, I think. So I had to put like an ankle thing underneath my sweatpants, and I put a bunch of coins in my pocket. I didn't tell them, and then I made like 183 and a half or something. So I made that because I wanted to compete with the heavyweights because there were only 5 guys. I figured there was one guy I think I could beat. He was kind of skinny, and I beat him by 5. I bench pressed 5 pounds more than him. He benched 255, I bench pressed 260. And I got 5th place. Because they only have trophies to our first 5th places. After that, you don't get a trophy. You got to be in the first 5. So I beat one, you know, Johnny Weissmuller's cousin. I'm not going to beat him. He was bench pressing like 325. You know, he's a big guy. But at least I competed and did my best. I barely, because the light heavyweights, there was like 12 guys, and they got bench pressed like over 300 pounds out of these guys. They look like they were on steroids. They were cheap. Here in my dungeon, I'm gonna turn on the light here. Here we go. Right there, that Frankenstein cutout. I did that also, which I made in Bible college, hung it in the dorm window of dorm number 1 on campus at Maranatha Bible College, Watertown, Wisconsin. Maranatha Baptist Bible College, Watertown, Wisconsin. And that's me at Eric Bresler's Philadelphia Film Fest, Mausoleum of Contemporary Art. That was April 23rd, 2016, where my Frankenstein Stalks made its world premiere. Yeah, they show previews of my movies. That's me. So, okay. And then they did a Vice documentary on me right there. That's when they did that. And then you see a glow-in-the-dark skeleton. The werewolf mask I got from Ken Kramer at Monster Bash, from Zanal's Zombie Hut. That's, yeah, cut. And that painting right there, that's the Frankenrock painting made by my good, you can aim it now, hold it, just aim it at me. Maybe move to the side so yeah, that way the light can hit it better. That Bradford de la Brook, or Bradford Brooks did that, and he painted this, because that's him right there on the left, right there. That's Bradford Brooks, he did the painting. And the guy over here with the hat on, that's Jeremiah Crow from Jeremiah Crow's Museum of Oddities in Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania. And he made Dave Rock Nelson t-shirts. I got one left. I got one large left if you want it. I got to charge 20 bucks, but it's a Dave Rock Nelson t-shirt. It's got that face, but it's in blue. And it's a white t-shirt, and it's got a blue face. But he got inspired by it. When he saw the Dave Rock Nelson t-shirt, he wanted to make a painting of it. So he made a painting of the same picture, but he did it in color, and that's it. Frankenrock, but he made it Frankenrock instead of just David Rock Nelson, and now it's, and you know, so anyway, there it is, you know, oil painting. So you know, I'm very proud of that, you know. So, okay, cut. You can cut it. Okay, now aim it over to. Is it going?
Yep.
Okay, this is not TV. That's where I edit my movies here. Anyway, this is right here. This is a hat from the Marines. I still got it. As I was a corporal, they used to call me Corporal Urod Nelson because I was motivated. I love the Marines. This has gotten kind of small, man, as a Marine Corps emblem. My head's gotten a little bigger. Hoorah! Marine Corps! Once, oh yeah, I said, I was in the duty hut. Well, I was in the barracks at Camp Guy. I mean, this was actually Camp, no, this was at San Diego, boot camp. At boot camp San Diego. This is before Camp Lejeune. This is before Camp Geiger, before I went to the Philippines, before Camp Pendleton, okay. boot camp 1976, June 76 to October 5th 76. By the way, October 5th was my mom's birthday. I got out of boot camp the same day my mom's birthday. I went down to meet her down at Chicago Stadium, and Elvis Presley was there live. This was October 5th of 76. And Elvis was there, and so they had tickets, and so I was in my full dress green uniform, and I got down there, Chicago Stadium, right after I took a plane from San Diego to Chicago. Then I met them at Chicago Stadium, and there was a ticket waiting for me. They had one reserved. I picked it up. I went and sat with my mom and dad in my Marine uniform, and saw Elvis perform live. We were way back in this, we had the cheaper seats. It's kind of, the place was packed, So, but anyway, in boot camp, my drill instructor says, he says, Nelson, you know what I think about, where's my glasses? Because he wore Staff Sergeant John Hoskins. He was my senior DI, senior drill instructor. He goes, Nelson, you know what I think about you? I said, no, sir. He says, I think you're weird. Do you understand? I said, yes, sir. 1, sir. 2, sir. All right, sir. 1, sir. Don't bend the knee, sir. 2, sir. Heels on the line of touching, sir. He says, never mind that, Nelson. Just get out of my face. And then when I was in about a couple months later, when I was in ITS, Infantry Training School, Camp Pendleton, after we got about a week, 10 days off after boot camp, I came back. Now this time I went to Camp Pendleton for Infantry Training School. It's like a month and a half of training. That was tough, man. Long force marches up in Mount Smoky, and they called it Mount Mother Effer because it was like steps. It was like shells. You keep thinking you're almost at the top, and then you find out you still got like another half mile to go, and then you think you're almost at the top, and you're exhausted, and you still got another half because it's like steps. When you look up, you think you're almost there, but really you're up to the next level. You're just up to the next level. One guy, they say, got heat exhaustion from that, and he was in good shape, but you gotta drink your water. They give you like 2 canteens of water a day when you're on force marches. But anyway, point is, at Camp Pendleton, I'm standing in position. I'm proud to be a Marine. I got my chest out, and I'm smiling, proud to be a Marine. And my other drill instructor, that's Charlie Company. He says, what are you smiling at me for? Are you queer for my gear or something? And he didn't wear glasses. He said, what are you smiling at me for? Are you queer for my gear or something? And I said, no, sir. And he says, well, then quit smiling then. And when I was there at Camp Pendleton, before that, when I was in Charlie Company, right before I had that guy, we had the Sergeant Aho. And we had him for about a few days when I first got there, before I got that other guy as my sergeant, drill sergeant, whatever. So Sergeant Aho, I thought it was pronounced Aho. It was A-H-O. I thought it was Aho. I thought it was a long A. So he told me something right before I went to bed. He said something to me. He says, Nelson, you better do this, or you're gonna do good tomorrow, aren't you, Nelson? Or something. And I go, yeah, Nelson, I want you to go to sleep, or something like that. He said, Nelson, go to sleep. I go, yes, sir, Sergeant Aho, sir. And he says, what? I said, yes, sir, Sergeant Aho, sir. He says, what's my name? I said, Sergeant Aho, sir. He says, it's Aho. Okay, I thought I'd share that with you. Yeah, and if I lost my virginity in the Philippines to a Philippine girl. I was in a bar called the AA bar, double A bar, over there at Dempster and Milwaukee. On the southeast corner, there's a little mall there. It's like the bars, and there's a bar there, there's a restaurant, and there was a bar called the AA bar. Well, it's closed now. It's right behind the gas station there, right at the southeast corner of Dempster and Milwaukee, and you'll say AA bar, you see on sign. Well, anyway, I was in there when they used to be open about 3 years ago, and I'm in there having a beer, and they were talking, and I told this guy I was in the Marines, I was in the Philippines, and I said, yeah, that's where I lost my virginity for 20 pesos, and he says, oh, please tell me it wasn't with a Marine. And I'm like, duh, it was a Philippine girl, that guy must, why would he even ask? Why would he even think that? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. If I'm in the Philippines and I say I lost my virginity for 20 pesos, most likely it's a girl in the because they have a lot. It's legal out there, So I'm a sinner. I admit I've had sex with women. That's not by the way, it's not wrong to be attracted to a woman. And God made sex, by the way. We wouldn't be here if man and woman didn't lust. I wouldn't be here. So thank God for some lust. I know it feels like, oh, that's lusty. Well, there has to be that attraction, or man and woman wouldn't get together, and there wouldn't be kids. We wouldn't have cute little kids to hug and play with. I mean, I love kids, man.